Okay, guys, we are ready. We're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go. Okay, we have two tournaments. Um, we have two tournaments and two cash games. We're just gonna, when we lose the tournaments, we're just gonna transfer to the cash. What we're gonna do against this guy? Okay, we're just gonna call with aces. We probably have some jacks. We have all tens. We're gonna call with aces. We can probably donk the turn also. We have 10 jack, queen 10, king 10 suited. Okay, the guy didn't do anything. He checked ace jack. Wow, that's fear. We are tributing kings. The guy shoves. What kind of move is this? The move that he has aces. He just knows we have aces, so he just knows that. And the good news is that we're gonna go quickly to the cash. Okay. Pretty sick hand. The guy called calls 3-bet. What's going on here? And his reg. What is that? What is that? I'm not sure what kind of range he can have even. What can we do? Let's check. We're gonna raise. 1/3 with the sevens. What is his range here? I wanna know. I would say that his range is probably pocket pairs, but I'm not sure. Jacks would probably be a 4-bet 3-way. So I would say probably hands like 7s, 8s. I'm gonna go with a check raise. Just because I feel he's gonna have too many medium straight hands, so I can attack that range. Here we can have ace queen, we can have king queen and go with the check raise. Also, I don't think he has tens. We go like this, half pot. Don't like this. I'm gonna fold. I would say mostly say pocket pairs. Okay. Mostly some pocket pairs. and that turn 10 is really good for our bluffs. Okay, let's check this sums guy. He seems to be active. 3-better, we're gonna call. Last time he checked when he 3-bet me, he checked. Now he goes with a big bet. I'm gonna call. He has range about 10% of hands, so okay, we go with the overbet here. And let's see here. We're gonna call it. We're not gonna bluff with ace 8 here. And we're just gonna check behind. He 3-bet with 6s. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the. Do we want to jam here also? I think we can. Let's play like this. We go from second nuts to third nuts. We're just gonna shove here because we don't have anything else. We are never calling here, so and we are gonna overbet here, and we're gonna lose. So Rexen, thanks man, and Rexen is here and mission accomplished also. But guys, the run is the same. We just keep so many shitty spots and we lose. So we're gonna rebuy once more because it's 5 max and it's interesting. But basically that's it. Okay. We can basically lose everything. Every possible hand, you name it. 80%, 90%, whatever. Overbet on the flop. Okay. We will add second table. It's on my second screen. We are check shoving here or check raising. It's pretty much the same. We can check raise 2.3, 2.4x like this. But we are going with the hand, so. But like this, we can potentially have a hand like 7-8 and do it. Hand like 7-8 has sense, or 8-9 to get the open ender on the turn, because he needs to defend a lot here, not just by jamming. He also needs to call hands. We are committed with the hand. Okay. This guy is a fish. I'll just change like this. I think it's better. Okay. I'm gonna check on the turn. I think that we're gonna just have a lot of ace highs, so checking hand like this has sense, because we're not gonna have many straights and he'll probably have it more. What guy had, let's see, and ace queen, so he bet without sense. Let's see this guy is a recreational or fish, okay, and this guy is probably a fish, okay. We will play 4 tables today when we drop out of this tournament. I wanted to make a stream because now I had the chance, because today there's no lot of tournaments, so I have an opportunity to do it. Also, we have the new member on our Discord, new streamer that is going to use Breakthrough, so I welcome him to the community. Okay, I'm gonna go with the 4 bet. He snapped call there. This board we are betting, but it looks like from 8s to jacks with suited broadways. We're gonna jam here. Okay. Okay. We're just jamming here. We lost here with it, but we are jamming here because this turn we're gonna jam really a lot. So we have ace queen, ace kings, so we're gonna jam actively. He's gonna have a lot of 9s, 8s, so we're gonna jam. He will slow play also aces sometimes. We are mainly calling in this spot. We will add this table later. Ace jack is a call. Pretty sick hand here. The guy jammed ace 9. Ace 9 suited. Here we definitely are always jamming the turn with this hand. He's gonna call, he quickly called, but that's range from like 8s, 9s, 10s. He'll have even hands like jacks there. Jacks will probably raise the flop. I know how he plays. He has this label as a good player, but he's a tournament player, not a good cash player. So he would be raising here hand like jacks, which is mistake. But he will do it because we had hands like that where he did it. He just shoved on my bet 1/4. He just shoved with the jacks, so he will not have jacks. Never. Basically, he will slow play sometimes with aces, but he also likes to shove aces against me. So I think we're gonna go with a pot here. I'm gonna go 1/4 in this spot. So it is a spot he's gonna float also. He has ace queens, he has king queen with a backdoor draw, hands like that. All that hands will float this board with this size that we used. So okay, we're gonna fold this. So he will float with that hand. I think ace queen will never be a fold. He'll also had some ace king he should be having in these positions. I don't know if he has them, but ace king is always a float, and on that turn we were gonna shove also a lot. So I just can't check queen jack there, and a lot of weak players just tend to do, okay, I bluffed on the flop, I'm just gonna check and try to bluff catch with it or stuff. No, we're just gonna jam the hand because that turn jack is really good for our range, because it hit our top pairs hands like king jack suited, queen jack suited, ace jack suited. We have as a forward bluff also in the range. So all that hands gonna be hitted on the turn, so that's really good turn for us. We still have all that queens till aces, we have ace king, and we definitely want to bluff him out of eights or nines type of hand like 10 jack suited or 9 10 suited. Okay, 10 jack suited will never fall, but that type of hand like middle pair. So that's why you just jam ace king always there, because he will have also king queen there. So you jam ace king there, and he'll have king queen with the backdoor draw, and now he will be in a tougher spot, or ace queen. So ace king is like value shot there. But we just run into the tens, which is unfortunate. When the fish called, he's gonna squeeze extremely light in that spot. Will there be heads up action later? I don't think there's a lot of action in Super Sport lately, but if it is, I did play the last few days a lot of heads up. Last 3 days I played on Super Sport, so we will see. I can't make any promises, but we will see. So we have only one tournament. We're not gonna play any more of them. We're just gonna play cash, and we're gonna go with the 4 tables. Just to keep it going, we're gonna open 2.5x, ace jack against 30% of hands, which is far more than it should be. Let's see the hands. Okay, this guy opens 6-4 suited, stuff like that. We're just gonna squeeze. We're just gonna ask. We will just pretend it's a cutoff open, not a UTG open, but still nothing. When this guy squeeze, we're not gonna do anything. Pretty bad songs. Let's try to see something better. Okay. Jack 3, we're gonna just fold. This is turbo tournament. Five, 6 we're gonna play. Okay, we're gonna mainly 3-bet it. This guy will call, I would say, probably more than 20% of range. So I expect ace 10 off, ace jack off also, king jack off probably, also broadways, probably hands like ace 7 suited, stuff like that. So we're just gonna bet with our bottom pair in 3-bet pot. His range is wider, we should be attacking it more, and 5-6 is really okay. He's check raising. The hand I would like to 3-bet here on the flop is hand like ace 6 suited, where you block hand like ace queen, and that's like much better 3-bet on the flop. And I think you want to 3-bet it a lot, because you're 3-betting here kings a lot, hand like ace queen also. So we're just gonna call. He's aggressive fish, so we can expect also hands like, he can basically, I'll just check him out. He's a big fish, 53, 36, but on the turn and the river he's really tight. We can still beat some of jack 9 suited or king jack off, but we don't know how he plays them, and on this turn we're not gonna call it hands. King 10 on 3-way, we're not gonna do much. Ace 10 till ace 10. Okay, I'm just gonna see. So I didn't stream for a few days. I had a lot of work to do. I did play a few days. I didn't play even scoop, but the days I did play, it was pretty sick, pretty sick. Today I also played, but I got quick exit at the beginning, so we are called 4-betting here. This guy likes to jam or call 4-bet. That's the from what I remember, but the HUD doesn't show it, but I remember that he did stuff like that. We're gonna go hand like 19.5. This hand is pretty great as a 4-bet call for. Pretty great hand to have. So we are doing it. Okay. A lot of good tables also there. E7. We're gonna trip at this. Guy opens 22%, not the greatest spot, but my hand is okay to do it. Oh, let's go on here. No, we folded accidentally. Let's see, I think here we are clear tributing this hand. It's 30 blinds from the small. We're just jamming it, okay. I'm gonna fold this. We are jamming this hand. Okay. Ace King got there. King 9 suited, we're gonna open. We're gonna go now with the 2x. We're not gonna open when we have a fish that likes to call. This is his cold call. When you have fish on the button, the problem is when you want to open more hands is that small blind and big blind will be inclined to squeeze, so you need to tighten up. Magic, thanks, but our luck is over because we are on one tournament now, so we basically don't need luck anymore, because for today tournaments are done. We are going to go 21 here. He didn't tribet in position till now, but it's only 97 hands, so we basically don't know. Kings are always 4-bet. A6 suited is little. It should never be a jam, ever. Ace 5 and Ace 4, okay. King 10 suited is also a good candidate for 5-bet shoving as a bluff. Ace 5 suited is the best. Ace 4 is also using sometimes, but Ace 6 suited is never, ever. Also, King 10 suited has really good blockers, because hands that are 4-bet bluffing mainly are hands like Ace Jack and Ace Queen, so you don't block any of the 4-bet bluffs with King 10 suited. So that's really good. That's really good. We're gonna also 3-bet here. So King 10, Ace 5, Ace 4 suited, okay, but this hand is garbage, shouldn't be there ever. We are always calling this spot. We see that this guy is active 4-better, and he also folds to 5-bet. That means he's 4-bet bluffing. His 4-bet bluff should be hands like Ace Jack off, a lot of Ace Queen, like 70% of Ace Queen off, hands like 10s and part of 9 should be there. His bluff should be hands like King 10, King Jack suited, part of Jack 10 and Queen and Jack suited also there, and part of Ace 5. So we're definitely calling. When we think about our range, how it hits this board, we have 7s, 8s, 9, 10s. We have also part of Jacks, some Jacks are shoving it. So pretty strong board for us. We're not gonna raise this board in 4-bet pot because we have a lot of medium strength hands like 9s and 10s, so it doesn't have sense to raise a lot. We also have hands like Ace Queen that are always floating, hands like King Queen with backdoors, so also not the bad turn, because now 9s and 10s are always definitely continuing, and we're going to check them mostly, so I'm just going to pretend I have 9s or 10s in this pot and just going to check it. This is pretty bad river for us. So we have to be aware of it. It's pretty bad river. Okay. I'm just gonna go with jam now. We still have hands like ace 10 with the backdoor draw that's gonna be checked sometimes. So I'll just go with an overbet jam. Hello, Falcon Case. Thanks, man. You can have opportunity to see a program in action. I look forward also to seeing you in action. I will check your streams. Here we can check, we can bet. I'm gonna go with the check. Some of 10x floats he's gonna be in his range, but he's gonna also have hands like king high and still ace high that's gonna float. And our hand is pretty disguised if we get a flush, and usually this 10x will be frequently bet because or our bluffs wants to continue barreling, but when he bets I think he reps hand like queen x, so it's pretty okay. And also we have a lot of 10x in this line that we play, because when we hit a 10 hand like 10 jack king 10, we're just going to check on the turn. We're going to continue our overpairs on that 10x always, and I don't think he's going to stab a 10x in this spot on the turn. His flows like jack 10 will not be there, and now he reps really polar range like ace queen plus, because I don't think he's gonna stab with 10x. So I'm just gonna bluff catch here with this hand. Okay, king queen is okay. We can, but I don't like it to turn this into jam. Just basically he reps narrower range, but we have so many 10x hands, so maybe we can turn it into bluff with blocking ace queen, but I still feel he shouldn't be bluffing with the ace of hearts. So having ace of hearts is actually a good thing. It's actually a really good thing to have ace of hearts, so we don't bluff the bluffs. Also this 4 of hearts doesn't matter. Okay, king 9 is a fault. So he's on the river. We can go with the bluff jam just because of the stack to pot ratio that I didn't realize we have that much. Yeah, we have really cool 150 there, and if this guy is a reg I would go with the jam, just blocking ace queen, and we significantly have a lot more 10x than he's gonna have, so I would go with this. But when the fish is involved and I have a hand like this, I would have to know what type of fish he is. Is he a fish that can fold? Because, and I didn't even, we don't know, is he gonna value bet hand like king queen or ace queen is always ace queen is always river bet. So I don't know, is he gonna value bet hand like king queen? I would, but I don't know if he would. We're just gonna go with 3-bet here. We're gonna go like this. We need to have some, but this is like a cutoff, so no. We have to have some ace kings in a call range against early position, but this is basically cutoff because this guy is out and we are 5 max, so we are just acting like it's cutoff. Okay, we're just gonna go with a 3-bet. We're gonna bet all range on these boards because it's really hard to hit these boards. We can go 1/3, we can go bigger. He doesn't fold to 3-bet, so let me see his win to showdown. His win to showdown is actually low, 27. I'm just gonna bet turn here. Still he has a lot of pairs. I will not bluff now, but if I didn't get this I have to bluff river, and and I would bluff the river here, but now I don't need to, because we are now in front of hand like ace 10 of diamonds. And on the turn he's also not folding a lot, so he will continue on the turn with hands like sixes, sevens. I think even deuces or threes he's not gonna fold, but I think on the river he can fold it. His win to showdown is not that high, and from what I see he folds to river C at 50%, so I think we definitely can bluff him on the river. We're gonna go to thirds on these lower boards. Don't like this, and that turn jack is not good. He's gonna have, I think, a lot of them. He's gonna just have a lot of jack X hands, so I just want to have blank. I'm gonna go 1/3 here. I think this is really good play. We are gonna go to the showdown, and still he floats here like all the ace high hands, and now he reps pretty polar range, so he reps really polar range. Basically he reps threes and slot played set, because I don't see any two pairs here. We're just gonna jam. The threes are not betting now, so I don't know what he's betting now and what he's repping. He reps hand like ace 4, and ace 4 got there, so I don't know what he's repping. I would say that he doesn't have anything. But I'm just gonna jam. Doesn't have sense to have like ace 4 he reps on the turn, like 3 is ace 4 or slow play set, but I don't think he's gonna slow play many sets when we are deeper, so maybe he can raise like hand like ace 8 without any sense on the turn, just to turn it into bluff, because he's thinking now, I think he has ace X, and ace 4 is highly unlikely, so this is limp pot. He's gonna have hand like jack 7 and hand like king 8, so we're just gonna bet bigger, because we are repping like ace, so we can just bet bigger. King deuce, nothing. Sixes. Think mostly jam. This guy is a fish, okay. Yes, I think we are jamming this. We are jamming this against the cutoff. Yep, we are jamming all the pocket pairs. So we are jamming also this. Interesting tables, we can see the dynamics, because sums is here and sums is here, so we can see table dynamics and everything. Here we are mixing with the bets and checks. This board, when like is ace XX against him, of course we did run into this. Okay, we made a bad bit, but I would just wish we just lost, so we can just play cash. So on this spot, when it's like ace 4 6, we're gonna, against the fish, gonna check really a lot, because fish gonna call hand like ace 6 off. So basically check range is okay in that spot. When it's two broadways, you have really bigger range advantage, because now you have tens and ace that he's not gonna have. Okay, we can now decide, do we want to delay bluff it or not. I think we can, but maybe our hand is also maybe a little too strong for this, but I think it's okay having the queen of hearts here, and I think he's gonna be kept a lot in this spot. This is standard play with the overbet of delay c bet. He can call us with 10x here, so I'm just gonna always bet river in these spots, where because people tend to have really poor check ranges, and you just want to attack these ranges. And there I have a lot of strong hands also, so mixing it is okay. We can go with an also jam size, and this side I decided to go with this. Okay, I'm gonna fall there, and I'm gonna go with an overbet here. Jolius, man, thanks. Thanks, Jolius, or Dalton. That is your other nickname. No luck for us today in MTTs, but that's good because now I can play a little bit of cash, and I can stream, because I think people like to see cash more. There are a lot of MTT streamers, there are not a lot of cash streamers, so, and I think we have interesting day basically, because there is a guy, we have some dynamics here. We saw that the guy did value bet king queen there, and we called him with the ace 4, so something is going on between us. I see some dynamics, so I can also show you how I do in these spots. Okay, this guy is 3-betting 5%. Let's see, small one versus button is 9%, so we can basically say it's 8 plus, and broadways, ace jack off, king queen off, suited broadways, and that's basically it. So when we think how his range hit is here, he's gonna have still 8 still king, so he just can go with the bet whole range here. Because we have hands like ace 10 in the range, and he doesn't have, because he's 3-betting 10%, that means he's going with the ace jack off. So we'll have basically more top pairs we're gonna have than he's gonna have, so he can bet all range on this board, and he will still have significant middle part of range. You see, because 8 still kings are like 6. It's like almost 40 combination of hands, so this doesn't look that great because the guy is really low Gershon frequency, so I don't think he will ever bluff. If he's having king queen, he should be probably not playing it like this, so I'm just gonna fold. Okay, we're just gonna stick with the call here. Our range doesn't hit this really great. We don't have jacks, we don't have aces, we don't have deuces. Okay, and we're gonna bet now. I think it's clear bet on the river. Maybe the best idea is just to step the turn, but then we are committed against the shove, but we are committed against the shove there. On 5 deuce, we are using bigger size. We need to see how his range looks like, and we see that he's having the range of, this is call range, 12% in position button versus cutoff. He's 12% calling, 12% 3-betting. So against him, I'm just gonna go with the bet. Because he's gonna have when he's having like 20% of call range, he's gonna have a lot of broadways, so what the range will be wider, and we want to bet for protection or 5-6, and checking turn or betting small is both okay. He's gonna float here like all broadways with the backdoor, so he's not folding anything of that. King queen, king jack, ace jack ace, and it's gonna all float. And now when he bets, he reps hands like 6s at least, or hand like 8s plus, 8s till maybe 10s he had, or 9s. So I think it's okay spot for us. His bluffs still can be there. Uh, he can float hand like Jack 10 and bet the turn. We are blocking 5, which is really nice, and I don't think he's gonna bet 8s, 9s on the river. Maybe he can with this size, but I'm not sure. We can go with the jam here, or we can go with the call. I'm not sure what he reps. He has 5s, okay. Just based, I didn't want to go for a jam, for example. I want to go for a jam against the players that's gonna bet 8s, 9s here in this spot, because it's really hard. We can have hand like King X. It's only Ace King, and it's not a lot of combinations that's gonna be played like this. And when I see his aggression, I see that he's gonna be on the river. He's gonna be, I would say, he's just gonna bet hand like King X that hit it. So for example, hand like King Queen of clubs. That's the hand he's gonna value bet. We are not checking here on the Ace X. I didn't play with this guy. Is he having jacks and check raises them? I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with a half pot. Okay. I didn't play with him, so I don't know his range. I just can't reach him. What is he calling on a 3-bet there? What his check raise range looks like? Does he having jacks and queens deep call is a call of the 3-bet? We don't know that. But by the line that has been played, let's see what the guy had there. He had like 10s, I would say. 7s. Okay, I thought he had like about 10s, but okay. What was I trying to say? Yes, on the river, basically this guy is really passive. This is his aggression, and I play with him, so I know that he's always on the not value betting thin side. And when you think about not value betting thin in this spot, he reps basically hand like King Queen King Jack of clubs and 5s and 7s, and he's gonna still have hands like Jack 10, Queen 10, Queen Jack that's gonna float this board in position. And I didn't want to shove, because if I'm shoving into the range that's well betting King Queen, I'm just gonna be called every time. But if I am shoving into the range that has 8s, 9s, then I have fold equity, because I can have aces here and slow play them. They don't need protection, and also I can have hands like Ace King, King Queen of clubs maybe also. So I can just shove there, but against this guy, if I'm just shoving into the top pair plus region, our shove is not going to be successful at all. We're going to jam here. He looks like a 5x, so I'll just go with the jam. Kind of like our floats like King Queen of diamond. I would just go and jam on the river, because he looks like a 5x or hand like this. Okay, we are going to 2x here. We need to find one more table. Okay, let's win this. No all-ins, we can win. Anarchy is also a friend of us. He's on our Discord channel, a really good player, over 7 BBs. He probably wants to play with us so he can see our hands. I know that. Okay, I'm gonna go like this. We don't need to overbet always. We're gonna want to bet hand like queen jack also. So this is we don't have. We need to be careful here because we don't have any set in the range. So we need to be careful with our check raises. Anarchy wants to play with us just so he can see our hands. We know that. We know that. So Anarchy, join the chat and tell, am I right? You want to see our hands. Okay. Nice turn for our bluffs, so we want to bet it. We'll go 1/3 again. Because it's that good for our bluffs, so I just can't go with this. And on that river, I'm just gonna jam. Okay. I'm betting 1/3 on this, but we're betting most of the range in here. He's distributing 21%, so a lot of ace X are just 3-bet pre. A lot of off ace X are 3-bet pre. So okay, we're gonna go with the bigger bet here. Let's see, big blind versus small blind pop up in here. Look how much Anarchy folds turn. I'm gonna go with an overbet, so we can just pressure the range in this spot because we have clear range advantage. 1/4 or one, also incredible range advantage. He should be shoving all hand like 8s, 10s, everything. When we have incredible range advantage, we're basically just gonna see bet a lot. Betting the turn with bigger size, I think it's good. A lot of tables on stars. A lot of tables. Interesting player here also. We're gonna jam here, and for ace 8 always a fold. We are jamming up there. Okay, we have the new table here. Have the new table here. Our hand is a fold on this board. Float ace 9 and ace 8 and ace 9 with the backdoor are just clear floats, but this hand is a clear fold. Pre-flop is questionable, but you can call. I mean, it depends on your skill level, but it is like 0 EV call, or so you can make EV if you're better than your opponent, then you can make EV, but generally you will not make money if you're like the same on same skill level. Ace queen is just a call in this spot. We want to have bigger size there. Queen 3 nothing. We're calling the turn. Jack deuce, king 8. We are opening it. I'm just gonna check this guy. MA1, MA1, and 1. Okay. Nit. Anarchy against Anarchy in this spot, we can go 1/4 to check. Pretty good turn. Gonna go with the delay. Our hand still needs protection. We're not gonna be check raised a lot in this spot, just based because we have a lot of jack X hands. So Anarchy tried to slow play us there, okay. But he knows that we have a lot of jack X hands, and he's not check raising a lot because he's also defending his range, and lowest flushes are also real good to have, because then you can go to check raise on the river and you also defend your range. So I just can go bonanza, just go bet the every river. So he played it real good, but our hand is just a check on the river, and I like it more as a delay bet than as a check 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 and bet on the river or bluff catch on the river, because it still needs protection, and we're gonna still want to bluff hand without like any equity, just go as a bluff. Okay, I'm gonna go like this. What happened there? Queen 6 ace king. What the guys did, probably checked. Oh no, guy bet 1/3 and then also bet the call on the river. Okay, usually these boards with the flush wants to bigger size, they prefer bigger sizing. So when in every spot when there's bigger sizing involved, you're gonna check, you're gonna have check range, so you're gonna have a lot of checks also. Our hand is clear check, and his hand is also clear check. So also guys, I want to tell you that we will be presented on the hand to note Discord as a HUD providers. So a lot of people that are using hand to note will have opportunity to see us and see the program, which is great. And also I said to everybody that wants to work, they have opportunity here to work with me, because on our Discord we're just gonna work with one and another. We're gonna learn together. I also told that anybody of you, if they wants to send me their session with comment, I can review it for free. We will do it one time monthly, so I can give you my impressions, what you need to maybe fix, or what is wrong in what I think is maybe wrong in your thought process or stuff like that. I think it's also good, because you can also show me how you use breakthrough in action, the one that bought breakthrough, just to see if you're using it correctly. I always, when I play, I first see, just to identify the range from the beginning. I see here that the guy is opening 41% with his GTO open. So now when we know that he's opening 41% of hands, we know what hand he has in his range. We're gonna call. You must know always your range. So, and when you think king 9-6 how hits us, it doesn't hit us that great, because we don't have 9s, kings, and we are tributing some of the 6s, so we don't have like nuts advantage ever. He's gonna have nuts advantage. What about a good king X hands? We are tributing hands like king 9 suited plus. We have king 9 off, which is great for our two pairs, but generally he's gonna have, he can just bet really a lot in this spot. I would be polarized, but he's not. He's betting 1/3. He'll probably bet whole range in this spot. I wouldn't play like this. I would play this hand as a more polarized way, and this hand have also a check range, but this guy is betting 81% in position, so he's probably just using his range advantage and nuts advantage, and bets whole range in this spot. Turn gives us a lot of, we have 7-8 off, 8-10 off, so a lot of that type of hands. We can check raise with hands like 7x with the diamond is better than this. I think we have a clear call and a donk on the river. Not on king X. Let's see. We want to donk on a 9, on an 8, on a 5, on a 7. That is where we want to donk. I don't think we want to ever donk on a king. So we are calling here because we have the equity, and we are just, when we think about our range has so many hands like pair plus draw, and we want to then, when the draw is completed or the middle cards are there, then we want to bluff on this type of runouts with the donk on the river. I'm gonna go with like this. So we are three-betting this guy. I turn size a bit down because it seems that he's folding really hard. He called the jacks in this position, so I think his range will be a lot narrower, maybe like 6% of hands. When he 4-bets here, I'm not sure what type of range is a 4-bet in his shoes, like aces, kings for value, because if he's calling jacks, he's probably also calling hand like queens, and his bluffs will be mainly hand like ace queen and king jack suited, ace 10 and ace jack suited in these positions. We are of course always continuing with the queens, we are always calling them, and here it's a little bit dicey because we need to check raise. We need to check raise with queens because queens still needs protection, and they're pretty much top of our range because we don't have kings and we have aces, so aces and queens are at top of our range, and aces doesn't need protection and queens does, and we want to bluff hands like queen jack with the backdoor draw, queen 10, basically every like queen x with the backdoor we want to bluff because our value range is queens. So we're gonna go like this, 2.5x as a 3-bet, as a check raise. So clear, this is clear check raise in these spots. Okay, this is not that great, but he does check raise a lot, and a lot of, okay, the king 9 is called. Pretty good river. I don't think he's gonna bluff. This type of guy will bluff. If he's betting here, I would fold. Just based on my knowing of the pool, when this hits, when this break, he's not gonna bluff with hand like jack 10 of spades. Yep, he would just give up with bluffs, and basically I think our hand is check behind, but I don't think he will ever mostly when he checks here, it's gonna be a check fold because people are not balanced, because he should be okay, this is really bad river for my bluffs, I would just like check here trees sometimes, and people would not gonna do that, so our hand is just a clear check back, and he does that with the queen 9, which I think is really terrible. He overbet the turn with this, doesn't have any sense, it's never in a GTO or anyway, so pretty bad. This guy jammed with the ace king. I think it's okay play. He didn't have the ace of the backdoor draw, so I think it's also okay. Go 1/3. This guy is a fish. Okay. Here it's little bit. We want to use, I would say, half pot size. I'm not sure about our hand here. I think it's also okay. It's min open. I'm thinking about the range we want to bet. Do we want to just go like this, and we can bet over pairs, or we're just gonna be polarized like this? I'm not sure about this one. The guy had 8s, just basically because the 4 is there. He's gonna have some straights, and I'm just thinking about how my range wants to look like, because I want to bet over pairs, and that's why I didn't want to jam this hand, because I want to bet over pairs against him, and he's gonna call like a lot of 7x hands. I'm just thinking about, do I want to be polarized here, and I think yes, and if that's the case, then Do I want to be polarized on like hand straight plus or full house? I don't think that. I think the answer is no. And if the answer is no, then we need to bet with a smaller size. Okay. Ace king. Let's try to win this, and we are practically dead. We're not going to re-entry. We are practically dead. Not sure how the hands went there. We are practically dead on the flop. Today we managed to win two all-ins out of 12, which is better than 0 out of 10. We made a bad beat with sixes against sevens, and I won queens against nines. That's for today. I played the second day of Sunday Million. There was 200 players left, and we lost ace king against tens with the spot where we would be top 50 stack, and we would have really good chance, but I lost ace king against tens. The board was queen jack 9, and I immediately knew, wow, well, pretty bad board. I would see also his range, we don't know, so we're gonna act like it's normal range. I have around 16%, but I think most of players have like 12 to 14% range, which indicates hands like eights, ace jack off, suited broadways, suited low aces, and suited connectors, so something like that. But I don't know what Sable uses. I'll try to see. Sable 1996. He's using half pot. We are still floating with ace 10. Sable 3-betting small blind to cut off 12%. Okay. I'm gonna bet 1/3. We still have queen jack, king queen, the hands that's gonna bet. And we are blocking 10, so I'm just gonna bluff river. With this, we can bet king queen here, so I'm gonna bluff with this. He's still gonna have eights, he's still gonna have jacks, he's gonna still have some of ace kings, so ace 10 is, I think, mandatory bluff in this spot. This guy is betting only 6%, so I'm gonna fold king 6 suited. Usually I defend it because against polarized range, king 6 suited is also doing really well. And big blind versus small blind is pretty polarized range. So king 6 suited is always a call, but this guy is distributing now with 7% of hands, so no, against that I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. We're gonna go with one more table. I'm just gonna go with an overbet here on the flop. Okay, we have one more table. That's great. So we have 4 tables now, and that's good. We are done for tournaments for today. Only a few days left of the scoop. We are not doing great, but we are doing the best. I'm doing the best I can. I will probably stream 1 or 2 more times, and I will make giveaways of that if there will be something to give away, because only thing I give away is money to Pokerstars. But I just have to play till the end. I just can't quit. Not doing great, but this guy is like bad reg or like nitty reg. We'll just make him as a nit. But he's but just basically nit. Against him, I will never 3-bet hand like king queen. I would 3-bet hand like king 9 off, not king queen. I'll go with the check raise here. We still have king jack, queen jack, and we have some 4x hands, so having this with the blocker. Went to showdown 27. Here I'm going with the normal size. So I just want to bet king jack there, and here I want to bet like this. I will give up on the river without with no space, because he doesn't know me and I don't know if he's gonna just say, okay, this guy will bet king jack. I wanted to bet small size on the river. Okay, this hand would never be folded. I want to bet small size on the river, um, but I don't know. Is he doesn't know us, and the players who will usually not gonna go check raise bet with the king jack. I would, and I would bet smaller on the river, and I would compensate that with some 4x, like best 4x and worst 4x, but I'm not sure. He doesn't know me, so he can just go on the river to call. So I bluff with the spades. It's better bluff than this. And he had hand that we were blocking, so it's not. It wouldn't go really great for us. But still, I think it's a clear check raise on the flop and bet turn. He just had a top pair, good top pair. And on the river I was one also thing is, when you play against needs, you will just know how to, the more you bet, the more you narrow the range up, you know. We are just gonna stack with ace jack suited. There is no way we can tribet fold, so against 36 blinds. So we're just gonna go with this. We'll just go with this. Let's see what is going on Croatian poker side. Basically no action. Basically no action. So let's try to concentrate here. This guy is from Austria, but he has Croatian starets. That means old man darets. So he's probably Croatian. George, this guy killed me yesterday. He's a really big fish, but he was like 600 blinds and plays really bad. So it will also be interesting if he joins in, and he does join. Had a great day yesterday, this guy. He played terrible, but get the hand. We're gonna call here. I'm gonna fold the flop. There's two strategies here. The first is a little more aggressive with the check raises, but the correct would be a lot, because you have a lot of like pocket pairs in this spot, in these positions. So, and you have range disadvantage, so I think play it passively here is the way to go. So it would be different. I mean, I have hand like 5 6 6 7 suited, but I don't have more of 6x's. I have a6 5 6 suited and 6 7 suited, and a6 suited is not call over the 3-bet even against 2.5 to 7.5. a6 suited is fold, so I don't have many 6x hands, so I just can go with the check raises and go a lot. We're gonna still check raise some, but hands like 9s or 10s are also a lot of calls. Jacks, queens are check raise if we have the queens there. We're gonna have them small portion of time, like 30%. We're gonna 4-bet a lot also. Okay, first three bet in position. Folder. I didn't have time to just I wasn't even sure I'm gonna stream today, so I didn't go to the forums or anything. I just decided when I just started to drop out of the tournaments, like make a cash stream. I'm gonna open this. We are clear calling with 6 as always. Small blind versus, I'd say, 12% of range. Queen jack suited. Sixes are fold without a diamond on, without the club on 1/3. Against 12%, this 12% really hits this board a lot, because you have ace jack, you have suited broadways that also real good hits this board. He can bet a lot. I think he's starting till from nines, and nines are not that great of the bet. Hands like nines, tens. I don't think nines, tens, and queens doesn't want to bet. So I would play it little differently. I would play as a more polarized strategy, and because the board structure indicates he wants to go for, and the guy is using 1/3, so he's probably c-betting nines, tens also, and that means we need to go with the raising range on this board also. We have fours in the range, we have king jack in the range, so we can have some raises, but not a lot, like 5% is okay. But the problem is if he's like c-betting the range and in this spot, and he probably does, and I wouldn't do it because I didn't see that this guy is short. I had the opportunity to go into the other table because this guy is short, and I don't like playing with short stacks. Usually. Okay. Ace-8 we're gonna open. Blue means bad reg, so this is bad reg. This guy is normal reg, but I don't think he's good. Polarized size we want to use, so 82%. Ace-8 is clear candidate for it. We want to bet bigger. If he's defending 35% range, calling or three betting, which is, he has ace-5, so probably doesn't. We're going 1/3 on turn. We have a lot of ace-x hands, ace-10, ace-king, so I'll just go with the 1/3 size and still have significant range advantage. We have king-10, he has king-10, so nuts advantage is go with a 4-bet here. We'll call. When he raises, he reps king-10 basically, and he will have a hard time on jack, hard time on a paired board, because we all have we have ace-queen, we have ace-king, we have ace-jack, so, and he's using our bits, so it doesn't have any sense. This is like played really bad, because you're repping king-10, and what is now betting like overbet here? Now he reps flush. Pretty bad play. On the river he should be toning down like 1/3 or check. We have a lot of ace of club, ace of club also. For example, if we have ace king there against a bet, I would just jam it really often. Against 15%, okay, but not that great. George killed us yesterday. Let's see what the George did there. I'm gonna check. Okay, we're gonna just see what the George did yesterday. Did now. Yesterday it was his day. Now what he did? He called. Okay, floated with a6. Call an overbet against really nitty guy. I'm called the river on the third flush. Yeah, the same way he played yesterday. Okay. We are 3-betting 7.5 here. Okay. And we are going 21 here. 21.5. We are checking ace-9 on this board. We are checking really a lot. This is like 20 to 30% c-bet, and I see people bet all range in these spots. Really, really bad. 1/3 here. I'm gonna go with the check. Let's see Smitter. Smitter. I'm gonna go here out because of this short stack. We can go again with the bet, and we're gonna do it. Bet bigger here. And suddenly the stars decided to block me out. Okay. Suddenly stars decided, even I was on the wait list, but they decided, okay. Okay. Don't like that short stackers. When he has 20 blinds, it just ruins the game. Then I need to change my size opening when he's in the blinds. Now we have everybody full stack. Okay. All regs here. And all winning regs here. Because when he's losing reg, I'll just put it as a bad reg. So really good table to be. 10-8. Okay. The good news is that it seems that I can play 4 tables and talk about hands. I wasn't sure, but I can. That's positive. That is positive. People want to see a little bit of the super sport creations poker side. That is probably a lot of our creation guys, because it's crazy site, really crazy site, really crazy site. We are check raising 477. We are also having 7s in our call range, but we are also check raising it. I explained to you how you balance with your check raises, and here I would like to check raise hands like 3s, 5s for protection, so I'm gonna use just a smaller size. Fault. We can go a little bit polarized or check. I'm gonna go with the polarization now, because our bluffs will be hand like 6-8, which has double draw now, double gutter. So we're gonna go like this. Double gut. So 10 is really good for our bluff range, and when something is good for us, we'll just go with an overbet. I played with this guy. He's marked like this, but it's not from his. It's from the entities. I wouldn't mark him as a good reg. Purple is really good regs, like really good ones, and this guy is not that. He's marked on the tournament because his tournament scores are like really good, but I marked him on the short scope. But what we play on the cash, he's not that good. Let me see. I think he has like maybe even on a cash like 8 PBs, but I feel he's not that good in game. He has 7 PBs. Has 7 BBs. But I would say, for example, anarchy is better than him a lot. So and anarchy is also with us. And I thought about stream we can make maybe do together. That would be also fun and interesting. Maybe we could do some learning together because when we talk about hands, anarchy also has really good sense for range interpretation. Something happened. Okay, nothing. So I think it can be also fun that you can see the other interpretation of somebody who also plays the game and who is good player. We're gonna fold. Let's see. When the scoop ends, I will tell you a little bit about my plans, what I want to do. When the scoop ends, so when the scoop is over, I'm gonna take a pause for maybe 2 weeks because my son has baptism and all my friends will be here and I also have birthday and I will celebrate it and I will just take a little breather from poker uh, from like 2 weeks and then I'll be back. Then we'll play just cash and I plan to attack high stakes then after the vacation. After I'm done with the vacation, uh, I plan to play high stakes on cash and also play live. I will play live a lot because I will play all live events from EPTs and I will mix the live play with cash also. Then it will be interesting. You can follow that. I will give you updates so we will know. It's time now. Now is the time. Now is the time. I feel the best in my life. I feel really good. Also, I feel really good in tournaments, better than ever. But you know, when you lose all in, it just breaks you a little bit. But I really feel good, and I want to take advantage of that. Here depends if he's having ace queen as a call. It really depends on that because if he's like three betting, let's say 60% of ace queen, then it's you can like see bet 40% then. But a lot of guys against me just like float flat on the button like ace king, ace queens, and then it little bit changes because the range will be then that board will be heated a lot. They will not have any air and we will have air, so we will not have the range advantage and we can just go into the leave this table and this guy will not play heads up. So that's what I intend to do. So you can work with me, we can learn together. I will also make learnings in PO. I feel in the best shape of my life, so I just want to crush everything. I feel not a great call, but we have to make it. We can go into the new table. queen 8 of it's close, close. So that's the plan. That is the plan. I still feel better in a cash game. That's the problem. In a cash game, I just feel that you can just, whatever it happens, you can just make it. You know, you can, uh, you can always make something out of nothing. But in tournaments, I just couldn't be able to do it, and I just tried a lot. But you saw on the stream, I'm losing 90% of all-ins, and it's hard when it's like that. It's really hard, but I want to see this hand also. I think it's interesting. You see, this guy played a really good hand. He played it really, really good. He only called with the queens there, and he just can't do anything there. He just can't ever fold queens. And the problem is the guys will rarely bluff this spot. He just can't do anything. You see, a lot of players would be just going jam on the flop on this 9, 10, 5, but no, this guy just recognized, okay, the queens are high up, but I will not jam them. Just because on this board you have a lot of medium strength range. For example, you're going to call hands like queen jack suited, king jack suited, king queen suited, 10 jack suited, hands like 8s, hands like 9, 10 jacks, queens. And I see, just when you see that range, it's much better just don't have a raise range and just have a call range in this spot. The guy played it real good and lost because he can just do anything there. This guy shoved, and the queens are always a call. We're going to 3-bet against Hakaran, which is neat player. We marked him as a neat. Button versus big blind. His call 3-bet range is around 14%. He called with jacks. Usually when you're small blind against button, you're going to be careful on this board. But big blind versus button, we have a lot of ace jack that is only calling. Ace jack and king queen are more than half of the calls, so you don't have a lot of air, and you're polarized, and you're going to bet like 80% plus in this spot. So I'm just going to go, and you're going to go with the bigger size. Okay. Big blind versus button really hits that go. My range of big blind versus button is polarized range like it should be. So I have a lot of suited connector and suited one gappers, hands like ace 8, 10, 7, 9, 6, 8, 5, 7, 4, 6 suited, stuff like that. I have hands like king 5 suited also there, and okay. I'm rarely jamming, really rarely. I'm jamming like only ace of clubs and ace of spade, just because I'm calling 4-bet a lot, and that's the problem. I just call 4-bet a lot, and I include aces there. I also include some kings there. We're just calling here. Let's see Hacker how he plays it here. You know how he'll play? He'll check ace king here. That's how he plays. And he will bluff hand like ace queen, you know. Do we want to go 1/3 and 1/4? I'll go 1/4. I can go with the check also. But still we have hands like ace queen and queen jacks. So I'm just gonna go with 1/4 because he'll need to. We'll see what he will do. He's having queens there. And we're gonna jam the river. We have the ace of diamond, which is great. He would play ace king exactly like this. King queen also exactly. King queen, he would even check the flop. So is he having ace king queens or kings? That's only three hands that he's gonna have here. So probably he had hands like queens. But he can even fold the king because he's really tight. Look at his fold versus river. This pop-up is crazy. Look at his folding position versus river bet generally. Look, he's falling to big bets 80% times. We're gonna check really a lot here. Good turn for him. This guy would be checking a lot here, but he's not. Smitter. Smitter. We're gonna go call 4 here. He's not bluffing this ever, but the hand is our hand is a call in this line. Let's go 1/3 on the turn. Real good for our bluffs, so I'm just gonna tone down the sides. Let's see how he defends river. He folds a lot. I think I'm just gonna have a normal size here. So I can bet straights, I can bet flushes. I'll go with this size only. I think it's really good. We protect our range a lot. Okay. We are checking this board monstrously a lot. Nice river. I will just be calling here because what is he repping now? A lot of people would just check with their value hands on the turn for a check raise. So I'm just gonna go with a call. If I knew that, then it would be much easier. Against a fish, we're just gonna jam the turn. I don't know the guy. I don't know. Just gonna jam the turn. He's gonna call whatever he's gonna call. So he called with 30 blinds with king jack 3-bet. He will call queen jack. He will call ace 10, all that stuff. So yeah, but it just felt to me that he's doing this. So I think I should have raised on the turn. Or raise the river. What is this guy repping on the 8? He's repping basically 6x. They decide to play like this. Let's see. Let's quickly check him out. Yep, this clear call. Muy Diaz. Let's check him. Sounds like a reg. Brazil, right? Austria. Bad reg. You know why it's important that you label people? Just based that it's much easier when you're in the game just to turn the mindset to turn to the mind to the right mindset, because the red guys will be mostly ABC players. The weak reg has some flaws in their game, and you need to just be ready for that. Uh, some of them will be like really passive, don't bluff enough, or don't be bluff catching enough, but they will have some flaw in the game because they are losing regs because of that. When you label it, you will just immediately be preparing yourself for the hand and for the mindset you need to have there, because good regs can put you in the spots, and you need to just, okay, I'm gonna here need to defend a lot, be careful about my range and stuff like that. This is his check fold. I'm just gonna go with 1/3. His check fold is 62%. That indicates check fold, check call. Let's see, you see, so not the greatest river, but mostly gonna have ace highs. That's what's showing here, and he didn't turn it into bluff, which is also great. We're gonna again check this board. Here we have all the sets, and he should be 3-betting 7s plus, but Anarchy from big blind is like 8%, so I'm not sure is he having 7s and 8s. We can go now with the delay C, but he's not folding enough a lot to delay. This is his fold versus delay. That means he's gonna have strong hands there. Let's see, ace high, low pair. He's gonna even have hands like flush that he slow played against us. Against this runout, he can have even like hand like 9x here, like 9 jack without any problem. So on this runout, ace 10 is never a bluff. Okay. And this is his fold delay, fold river, call delay, fold river. So it indicates that he's gonna defend that line, and also we're gonna, if I'm betting there, I mean I can go now even with the bigger size. Maybe I potentially I can go with an overbet size also, you know, just because I'm gonna check here some strong hands. Even hands like bottom sets will be sometimes checked on 7, 8, 9. So we're gonna have definitely hand like aces here, so we can now go with an overbet, but I didn't want to do it with the ace 10. And with the ace 10, the problem is that you block ace highs. And ace highs is going to call our ace jack, and you're going to lose against that. So it's close. This guy is a fish, but some type of the more aggressive fish, but step turn with the overbet, he didn't do it till now, which is correct play. He's now really polarized. You see, he turns to bluff a lot with overbets, so clear call here. And he reps like, guy, you're repping 3, 6, 9, 13 combination. I would go with the jam in this line if I were him. I think we can check raise for against this guy's double barreling a lot, so check raising force for protection has sense. Really I'm gonna hate if I get the bet check bet, because they are not bluffing that line, and they should be bluffing when the runout is like this, and they are not doing it. I would hate, because I know I had to fold a hand that I wouldn't fold it, just based on because of my need for defending that line, even that is like most underbluffed line in poker. I want to see this guy FC Bruges. I want to see him. He's that some tighter fish, let's say, so our bluff is really okay. A little tighter fish, so okay. This bridge guy is tighter fish, so we can go with the stab on the turn. It's over, but I think it's okay. Look at his 3-bet range. We can against him you can have two strategies. You can have even jam range now, which I think is also great. Against me it's a little tighter, but 32%. He's using correct range. Okay. And he will bet this range 100%, this board, and his range has hands like 8-9, 9-jack, 8-10, all that crappy stuff, deuce 10 suited, 3-10 suited, all that shit, and he's gonna bet all range. And so I just can mark him as good because he's not aware of that. Look at his c-bet, big blind versus small blind. He's c-betting 6 out of 7 times. You see, so he just can't be good. We are of course calling, and we are calling a river, so you see he's tributing crappy hand like this. He's having quads. He doesn't need time. I'm just gonna call always. There no need to I have full house. I'm gonna call always. There's no need to time. I want to say that this guy on the river is pretty. Yes, he's pretty big pussy. You see, he's doing flop and turn, but on the river he's not doing it. But our hand is never fold, so we just can't do anything. But I'll just mark him as right because he's just not good. You see, you're having king 8. Your 3-bet range looks like really polar, and you're c-betting range in that spot. And I know that he's c-betting range because we saw similar board that he's c-betting ace king. So he should be having here a lot of checks also, just because his range is polarized. And a lot of ace deuce off, ace 6 off, ace 4 off, hands like 8-10 off, 7-8, 8-9 off, deuce 10 till I'm gonna bet this board, deuce 10 till 5-10 suited, jack deuce to jack 5 suited. I mean, he needs to jam also jack x, it's not question about that. He can play this hand, he can play like whatever he wants, but he's betting big blind versus small blind 100% almost range 8, so 7 out of 8 time he bet every board, so it's not that good because his range is polarized and he's playing it wrongly. On many boards you need to have check range, and you bet 7 out of 8 times. So he's just using polarized range, but he doesn't know how that range hits some boards, you know. So I know he's not that good. You know which boards big blind hits really strong on the big blind versus small blind? On the boards like till 7 till jack, like 7 8 10 8 jack 9, stuff like that. Really hard because his bluffs have monstrous equity there. They have gut shots, they have backdoor draws, and he's gonna have a lot of two pairs, and he's gonna have straights. So that's the board he needs to really attack. The boards that doesn't hit them really good are boards like Queen X, for example, because he should be calling half of the king queens, and Queen X6 is then like only ace queen is his, and Queen Jack off is not even 3-bet. King Queen is only half 3-bet, and he would bet for sure 100% range on the Queen XX. Also on the Jack XX boards, or King XX is also not that great, you know. You're 3-betting ace king, but you're not 3-betting king queen, all of king queens. But he doesn't think about that. I know, just I have a feel for him in the game. Also, I have reads about him. He played it bad, I mean, against me. That's why he's against me big losing, but he just played terrible in many spots. He just, for example, look at the hand that I remember from him. I 4-bet him against, he 3-bet middle position against UTG, and I 4-bet on the button. And he calls. And the board is deuce, 5, 8. And I go with the bet 130 blinds. I go with the 1-4 bet, and he shoves tens. I mean, it can be that stupid. In that board, you just want to call like all tens or jacks. We are always calling the river. And if he's checking, we are always betting the river. And I'll check other guys up. So no question, guys, anything. This guy is nitty wreck. Alright, we're gonna just put him as bad wreck. We'll use this size. Basically, I didn't mark anybody as a really good from cash. All the guys that are marked as the good regs are from the MTTs that want to play. I didn't have on the iPoker. I have like 3 or 4 of them that I marked them as good players, really good players. But on stars, I didn't see one that I could say, wow, this guy is like really good. This guy's wreck. We're gonna dunk. We are playing the same like we would play a6. The same way. He has more flush that we're gonna have, so I just can't donk, but I can bet 1/3 on the river. The worst thing is that we are not good here, but we just can't fall against this size. And we don't know the guy, but look at his aggression, and I don't know what he's repping. If he has flush, go with the bigger size. You're repping like 3x now, I don't know. We just can't fall to that size ever. I will show you the hand. Pretty retarded hand. He stepped the flop, we check called, he checked, we bet 1/3, he raised 2 point something. It's not even into the pot range, so folding there is out of the question ever. If we like 100% know the player, then we can go with the fold, but not like this. around 12% I think. Yep, 12%. So standard range, sevens plus, ace jack, suited broadways, and probably aces, weak aces like ace deuce to ace five suited, will aces, and I don't think he has. I will just check one thing, if he having suited connectors in the range, and he has, so maybe he's not three-betting suited connectors. We're gonna be bet here, probably whole range bet. Yep. Okay, he check here. Check fold 50%. Dina is waiting for lunch. What you gonna eat, Dina? Come check behind. Don't like it when people will bluff all bluffs and he's gonna check. For me it looks like 10 still. It looks like 10 still queens. It looks like that. And we are never good here against this player. Never. And I have to call this hand, you know. Look at this after betting turn, just to see. He has some bluffs. But that's different line. It's completely different line. It's a stab line. But against this line, I'm 100% sure he's gonna have it. He's gonna have tens here. Okay. I'm pretty surprised that he tried it, just based because I will not fold this hand when I know how my range looks like. When I check behind, I will not fold it because the hand is defend. But my experience with him is that he will not gonna bluff this line. He used really intelligent size here also. He used half pot. He really wrapped like 10 still jacks or queens. Okay, nice. You see that why you need to always defend what it needs to be defended. Even the guy is really tight. The guy is really tight, but still he did bluff here. And I knew I had to defend this hand, but this is not good. Definitely not good. This is not good. If the guy raised, I would just fold. Because we saw that the guy checked there. But still we get value from tens in this spot and nines. But if he raised, I would just fold. We saw that his raises, he raised the flush like minimum, so I would fold it. The Bruges FC Bruges guy is crushing us. He is killing us. But I think against him, when he pot bet the flop, I just can't go with the check raise, because I think he will always have a hand. He will not bluff his bluffs with this size, and that's the problem then. Just my experience with fish, and with passive fish, like he is a passive fish. We saw that for the hand with 6-7 suited. So when it's like that, basically this guy is fish also. I still like the, maybe I should go 1/4 on the river, because you'll get value from that 10s and 9s. and he will not raise, he didn't raise aces, so he will not raise aces. And for against raise I would just fold because he will not ever bluff raise. We saw that he bluffed, he raised with a flush on our min step river 1/4 size. He raised 2.4 2.5x, even less than that, 2.3 maybe even less. You see how that information could help us when we made that call for like 6 blinds, how it can help us in this spot, for example. Just based on that, you definitely know that he's not gonna bluff ever. He has ace of spade and he's not raising our 1-3 on the river. So we wouldn't be, some people would say, okay, you called there a raise for 6 blind, but that raise gave us information because to see that he's not raising even flush with the big size there when he doesn't be anything to be afraid of. He will just he's not ever gonna bluff in this line. Yep, you're gonna check it. I owe Dino dinner or lunch or whatever he wants. I will fulfill my part for sure as soon as I'm there. It seems like all my bets are going in the wrong way. We can call because this bad rag and fish on the big blind. He's gonna float for sure hands like ace 10 plus, ace 10, ace jack, ace queen he has in the range. So he will float it. He raised it, king jack, we are not doing anything, but with the backdoor draw we can think what we want to do. The hand the hand that I would 3-bet here, hand like 10s and jacks, because they need protection. So I would 3-bet them. I would 3-bet queens maybe sometimes, kings and aces I would never. My bluffs would be also hands like 10 jack of diamonds has sense because you are blocking his 10s, or 9-10 even better, because what he's check raising here, he's not check raising just pure 4x hands. He needs to check raise also hands like 6s 7s. Let's see his check raise, 10%. I'm not sure if he's doing that, but he should be doing hands like 6 7s, hands like 10s, because they need protection, and you know he needs to check raise them. So we need to bluff also with our 3-bet because we still have a range advantage and significant in a portion of jacks plus that he doesn't have, and 4x he doesn't have that much more. He has 4-5 that we had, he has 4-6 4-7 suited, and that's it. So he doesn't have much more combination of trips than we're gonna have. Ace 4 we have both of us, king 4 I open also sometimes. So let's see here, 50% has 58, so he's gonna have queen 8, king 8 and jack 8 off in the range like we see, so I'm not gonna do anything. On Croatian side there is no action today. On the mid stakes there is a lot of like 3 tables, but not on biggest stakes. There is nobody currently, and last 2 days are bad. before 5 days there was a lot of game, before 4 days a lot of game. Yesterday I played heads up, and day before I played just heads up. Okay. Okay. You see, for example, we just can bet whole range on this board. But also it depends if he's having like deuces and fives in the call range. Some of people doesn't call deuces and fives. Deuces till five they don't call. So I would mix a lot of checks in this spot. I would bet with the king of hearts a lot, with ace king and king of hearts. I would also check a lot of aces and kings. But also it's really dependable of his having deuces and five. That's also really important in the terms of what we are betting. And I just don't know. He's falling 33% in 3-betting position, so. Bet versus miss c-bet. Check versus miss c-bet. No, check versus on the turn 50%. He can step now 3s, 4s if he's having it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have it in the range. So he reps hand like ace 10, king 10 suited, queen 10, jack 10 suited that we block. The best one with ace 10 and king 10 suited. It's still call on the. I would still have some aces here and shove it. Does he bet here hand like 9-10 suited? I don't think. He's really low aggression on river. He's betting, okay. Because I just don't know what his range on the river looks like, and I saw on the HUD that he likes to bluff with the draws that check behind on the flop. And that's like what I was trying to say. It's I like to have aces here also and kings and double check them and just go with the shove here. Because I protect I thought maybe he's doing it with like 9-10 and he had jack 10. But still we look really weak after two checks. Okay, queen 10 I'm gonna call. We're gonna also check here. But I don't know his range. Against GTO ace 10 I would bet, because blocking ace queen is that significant. And he should be having like all pocket pairs. Cutoff versus button against 2.5 to 7.5. Okay. Pretty good turn for our range. I will bet it to thirds. We are still betting king queen off plus for without any problems, so we are betting 2/3 here. He should be falling now, hands like 5s, 4s, 7s, even 9s are calling. And we have to fold it. I wouldn't fold ever hand like king queen on here, because just based on our range we have a lot of ace king, a lot of ace 10, a lot of bluffs we're gonna bet. Ace king is only 16 combinations, so I wouldn't fold to a shove hand like king queen ever. I'll go 2/3 here. But when he shoves, I just can call with the ace. With the ace, we're just gonna go and fold to raise against this guy. We saw that he can check behind flush and stuff like this, so I think it's good like that. We are following this. Poo, poo, poo. Mm, the problem here with the ace king, I think it's really good as a shove, as a bluff shove. Really, really good. Just because we are shoving aces and kings, that we're gonna slow play. We're not gonna bet flop with aces here a lot. We're not gonna also bet a lot of kings. So I just have. But the people would be confused what I'm repping, and I would like to first do it with the value hand, then turn like ace king into bluff there. I think has perfect sense. You block ace 10 and king 10. But probably the guy would be okay. What is this guy jamming now? What he's repping now? That would be a problem. And the guy is break even reg, so first I want to do it with value. First I want to show aces and kings there, and then okay, then we can bluff. But still we need to defend that ace king sometimes, and that combination we had those is not that bad, because we are unblocking his floats. So that's not it's not that great of the call on the river, but not that bad also, because I don't know his value betting range. We didn't get to know, I didn't get to know him that good. But basically from what you will see, they don't like to bluff me a lot. When they're tilted, yes. When they face a lot of aggression, yes. Let's see his raised limper. I want to see 23%. Okay, I think it's okay. Not that great because of this fish, but still, I think it's okay. Now when he folded, it's really good. Against the passive guy, I will go with a bet. We'll go 1/3. Fold size 50%. He doesn't fold to. Um, I want to see here. Fold after check turn in position. A lot of folds. I'm gonna check. We're gonna check some hands like queen jack, sometimes hand like uh, jacks, or we can bet 1/3. I think what we need to do here is bet small, like we would bet with a hand like queen jack. I'll go 1/4 here. I think it's okay. I would bet, I would bet a lot with this size. Still we can follow 7s and 8s in this size. I think we can rep queen jack here. I think we can rep it with this size really with credibility. I think we're gonna have check range on the monotone board 3-way. This hand is fold against weak reg. What we want to do? We want to go 1/3, I think, and we have fast call. Okay. It looks like to me as hand like queen x, hand like queen queen jack or a pocket pair, so I'm just gonna go with an orbit. Ace 8, 6-8 suited. Okay, I think we can open it based on the table. We're not gonna be 3-bet that much, so we can just open it. We have big blind, a big fish, so I think we can do it. Interesting hand happened there. Let me see what happened. We're going with a bigger size here. So 1/3 bet, and the guy stabbed. I had 6-9. Okay, he used bigger size. You see this guy with the queens, he's not betting the turn with 1/3 size. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Let's check the guy out. Harry Camilo or something like that. Harry Camel Toe. We're gonna check here because fish will have a lot of off 8 and off 10x hands. I think still we need to float it based on the lot of overcards. And let's see the multi-way this guy. This is gonna step turn. This is his step turn first multi-way. First step of the turn. In heads up, he has in weekend, so we need to call it. Straight. And look, the guy has 50% of range, so he's gonna have off hands like Jack 9 off. We just need to orbit now. Let's see how he reacts on orbits on river. He folds a lot, but I'll just go with an overbet. I mean, I'll just go with an overbet. He will probably fold it, but we look really a lot of 10x, so I would bluff a lot here, and we're gonna have a lot of draws, and I just can't go just because I see that he falls to an overbet, and I will just go now. No, I'm not gonna overbet against him. I'll just go and play exploitative and just overbet with bluffs. I don't like to do it until I know somebody perfect, then I can do it. But you just can't make exploit like that, because this exploit, if you're doing that, that is like 100% exploit of situation, and you just can't do it. Because by doing it, opens 8% only. So by doing that, you would completely get unbalanced, and like this unbalanced. Okay, I will lose value there with my hand, but I will get value with my bluffs, and that's like most important. That's what people don't understand. I will get value with hand like all my gutshots there. All my flush draws I would bluff on this run out, because I have that 10x really often, and I'll just put it all in orbit range. Okay. If this guy steps, I'm gonna fold. Look at, he's not tributing anything. He's having ace queen in the range, so just gonna fold. Frenches. Our hand is a 4-bet half the time, so we're gonna 4-bet it. because I had a sense this will happen. Three betting 20%. Probably a polarized range or hand with the queen jack is also, queen jack suited is also 4-bet. We are falling to jam. I'm always 4-betting the right frequencies. I don't use random number generator, but I use it based on combo selection. So it's okay. If he's gonna shove, okay, I have no problems with it. Okay, our hand is okay with the check raise also. 5.9. On a cutoff, he should be having 28% of range. We are betting on the turn. And here I will not have a lot of overbet range on the river. I will just put my sets, straights, everything in one size. I think it's much better like that. So I'll put a full house also in, just so I just can be exploited that way. People will, if you're going with an overbets here with a flush like this, with it's gonna be tough, and it's much better like this, much better. Much better. So I would put everything in there in one range. This guy is some type of direct fish. So you put just everything in. Much better for you. Much easier to play. You're gonna have right frequencies always. You're gonna be balanced. You're not gonna be vulnerable to a bluff shove. Yep, you're gonna lose some value, but not that big of the deal. Also, Solar likes to do it the way I do it, so it's much easier to play, and you will be uncapped. You will have full house, you will have straight, you will have flush, you will have everything in every part of your range. Nine, three, queen, seven, nothing. $32. Let's see his range. He's calling queen 10, which is okay. Okay, from what I see, he has correct range. King 8 is always a fault. He's true betting big blind versus early middle position only 5%, 5.26%. So it's near the GTO range. I like to wide it a bit. I think it's giving you plus EV. People will still overfold to it, and you can get wider for like 2%. Nothing will happen. Your range will not be vulnerable or anything like that. You just add a little more polarization into it. Hands like king 8 suited, king 5 suited, hand like king jack off. The backdoor we are calling it. If he checks, we are always bluffing jack high. 7, 8, 9, we're going to check again. This is his step turn. This is his step turn versus us. We are calling the turn. Step turn bet river. We did this 4 out of 4 times. It's always basically nuts. So I would fold against him if he bet here, but we'll still have a lot of 6x hands. I would check some hand like 7-8 or so on the flop. So the good news is it's better to fold tens and jacks than queens, so it would be harder to fold it. Tens and jacks are also sometimes betting the flop. We gotta check a lot on this board against the fish player. Okay. And I'm gonna thank you 1 on. Let's see the guy. What is he checking behind? Looks like a 9x. We want to know, is he now maybe checking hand like jack 10, which shouldn't be ever checked? Hand like queen jack maybe, because I don't see aggression a lot. He's really passive on the river. Our hand should be call also here. We want to bluff jam hand like 8-10 or this. I think we want to call this line, but it's also really under bluffed line, you know. But what is he repping? He now really reps like a jack 10 or queen jack with this size, and his river aggression is really low, but it's only 30 hands. Our hand is always a call. We can make a fold if we think this guy will never bluff this line. Even this line is really under bluffed. Bet check bet line is really under bluffed, but when he used that big size, he's really repping hand like queen jack and jack 10, and that's maybe double barreling. So, and we have only 30 hands, so this aggression doesn't mean a lot. It's not reliable. It will be reliable maybe on like 3000 hands, but even then it's not that reliable. 10k hands is when you will have a really good idea what your opponent is doing, but we had 13k hands, and first bluff I saw against me about this guy when he bluffed that queen jack when we called with nines, where I said we are always calling this hand based on our range, but I was even thinking about folding it to him, because that line is under bluffed and he really repped with credibility with that size. If he used like 2/3 size, I'm snap calling it, because it doesn't have sense. But when he used that less than a half, it looks like he's really value betting hands like tens, jacks, or queens. Even queens are queens can go even bigger size. But still, if the hand is always a call, then you just have to always call it if it's always a call. If it's mixing folds, then you can make folds if you think the guy will not bluff this line. But I would never do things, for example, I would never do things when GTA is calling 100% and I go with folding 50%. I would never do it, because if you're doing like that, that exploits can be getting reversed to you, and you could be exploiting yourself, because people just can change their thought process. They can change their game. They can do whatever they want to. They can just decide, okay, I'm just gonna bluff this time. I'm tired of this guy. I'm just gonna bluff here, and people can just. People are really changing opinions pretty often, and they will change. They will do something different. And that's the reason why the best way you can play is just to stick with GTO. If you're knowing, okay, the hand is always a call, the hand you should be always calling it. If it's mixing of folds, then you can decide, okay, do I want to fold maybe a little more or call a little more? Then that's fine. But I see a lot of people just go from call 100% to fold 100%, and if you're doing that, then you can be crushed, because the exploit doesn't work that way. I'm just gonna fold. Doug Polk had really explained the exploitative strategy really good, and I think the best way I see it is the way that he described it. when you're doing exploits, you are doing it like 10% maximally. 10, maybe like 15% if you know the person in soul, but never more than that, because people can just change something and you can be then exploiting yourself. Exploits are always working in small doses. That's the whole point of the exploits. Maximum exploit strategies are dangerous. You need to know them, but they are pretty dangerous. Usually when it's reg, he's not gonna have ever king 9 off in the range, and that's significant. But when the fish is, it's gonna have it sometimes, so that 9 turn is really okay. When you're playing against the reg, it's pretty good. But fish can have that double pairs. He's gonna hit double 2 pair frequently, but still our hand is overbet in that spot. Okay. I can make like that type of plays when I really know somebody, and I will even then be really careful about not overdoing it. And I see many regs on my limit. Just I just see like there. You just know, for example, in one spot, okay, the guy has to have here a top pair. It doesn't have any sense to have anything else, and you see they go fold against 1/3, for example. This is not the greatest spot. Not the greatest spot. Because the guy is passive, and again the line, it's our hand is a call, but I think even we can just turn it into bluff. Like Jack's done, but tens, maybe we can just turn it into bluff. It depends on the when to showdown of the guy. We can just go with the bet over bet. Yeah, we could just do that. Our range is really strong, really strong, and when our range is really strong, we can just do it because we have all the sets. We have 2 pairs, top pairs, everything. So I could just turn the tens into bluff, and I still have equity, and I'm blocking the nuts. And by this, the way we played it, we will not gonna win frequently, or we will maybe not win ever, because the guy is double checking on the stepping on the double check. You see, it's always some medium strength hand, weak top pair or 1/3 here, fold 60% to bet. I don't think, like, he's on floating with equity there. He's not gonna call hand like 9/10. Let me check creation side. Do we have action? No, we don't have it. We don't have it. I want to see also what's coming tomorrow in scoop. I think 24th we have 400k and 800k 1k tournament. This tournament I played all the 1ks and didn't go really well, but this is really great tournament. I think I will have to play it tomorrow. And we have 215 also 2k 200ks. So tomorrow it's good day. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna try to do something tomorrow. We can leave this table because all shorts. This guy is short, 40 blinds. It has also one short, so okay. Our range from big blind here, ace king is a bet, because our range has a lot of suited connector and gappers, and we're gonna bet like 80% here, and I'm gonna use a bigger size. Even this size is okay with the ace king, so I want to change this table, and I will change it after this hand. And somebody's like 20 blinds, I'm just gonna go out. Okay. Let me see. Okay, it's okay. We have also one good table. I'm gonna open this. I want to see this hand, what's going on here. He used small size, okay. Wow, the guy hit queen 9, sick. Pretty sick hand. Let's see how they played it. Oh, it was a true bet pot. This guy played it good. He can go with a bigger size also. Without bad river, I'm gonna fall to a bet on that river. We are blocking 7x hands, 7, 8, 7, 9, and a lot of queens got there. Queens is a value bet. He didn't turn the deuces into bluff, which is also like mandatory in that spot. Let's go 1/4 on this monotone board. We can bet like one blind also. There is a strategy for betting one blind here against people don't play that good. We can bet 1/4. Still, we want to have full house in the range, so we can do it like this. Unfortunately, we can do nothing here. This guy is a fish, I think, also. Let's see, calm. Okay. This guy is a real big fish. When a fish is involved, we can have bet range, but we're gonna still check really a lot. But generally in these positions, we're just gonna have check range on most boards, multi-way, because we are not equity favorite even against wider range and the normal range. We are not equity favorite. Okay. Two-thirds. He looks like a queen X. If we are checking, he's going to check behind always. And I bet this size because I can bet without any problems any ace X in this line when he check behind. We could go for a check raise of the flop, but we don't want to do it always. Six, eight suit is always a call. In this. Here we don't have two pairs at all in the range because we are not calling against UTG Jack 4 and Jack 5 suited. We are calling Jack 7 suited plus, so not that great that we can be that much aggressive. We have 4s and 5s, but look at this when reg is doing this. The reg is true betting me almost 4x in position. I can against this type of strategy I can just play 4-bet or fold strategy. I'll go with the raise. Not, I'm not thrilled, but yeah, not that great. It looks like this guy hit the queen X. We are not wrapping anything now, and I'm just gonna give up. I don't think he has many Jack X hands that's gonna check behind against two players, but can be hand like Jack 10. I'll just give up. Look at this, he's c-betting. He can easily have Jack X there in the range. So easy decision not to bluff river. And the river is pretty bad for everything. This guy is opening 15%, that's really tight. He's falling 60%. He's basically calling here sevens plus. Let's see what I have about him. Okay, we have some history. Okay. We are always calling this spot. But I don't love it. I definitely don't like this spot. This guy is first 4-bet. He had only queens. We're just gonna fold the flop. This guy will not even have bluff range. Usually this hand is a call on flop against 1/7x size, 1/7 of the pot. Did you get your lunch, Dino? Did you get lunch, man? No questions. Nobody doesn't want to talk about anything. No strategies. No nothing. Where is mission accomplished? Other guys. Nothing today. Okay. Then if nothing today, then we're just gonna still play a little bit, and that's it for today. Tomorrow I'm gonna play scoop. Definitely play scoop tomorrow. I will maybe stream 2 more times. I will decide when. Just so you can play with me and have opportunity to win something. Not big opportunity, but still opportunity to win something with me. There's like one thing I didn't told you, but always in my poker career, when is some big date coming, like my birthday or birthday of my daughter or my wife, always in that time I want something big. Always I want some big tournament. It happened always in the last 3 years, because last 2 years I'm playing really actively entities, 1 year and 8 months. But even before that, I occasionally I occasionally knew to play it, and in that times I always had won something. I'm gonna check this guy up. Okay, so I just expect that I'm gonna win something. I don't know why. It happened always, so maybe it will happen again. Big blind 10%, it seems. Big blind versus on 50k hands, so we're just gonna call easily with ace queen if it's like 10 to 12% of range. What would be that range looks like? Will it be linear range like 8s plus? Will it be linear, or it will be more polarized, so we can expect some king 9 hands, queen 9, jack 9 suited type of hands? You know what is really bad here? When you call and get to see ace king, that's like terrible. Okay, and We just don't know how he will play it. So like I said, always, and two big dates are coming. Three big dates are coming for me. So I always want something big in that time. And now the things are going really bad on the scope. Is it the time now? We're gonna donk. Our range has most of 5x hands, basically all of them. We can still bet Jack 5. We are losing against 8, 9, but I expect it would be a jam somewhere. Okay. So I expect a big win. I don't know why. You can call me crazy, but I expect I'm gonna win something on this fucking scoop. I just expect I'm gonna win something. We had that big final table, but we didn't win. We were fourth, but we didn't win a lot. Okay, we're just gonna go with really low size. We had a final table on 530 scoop, but we didn't get any bounties there. Basically, I didn't win any. We again get the 10x against this guy. He just decided, okay, I'm enough. I'm gonna jump queen 5 off. It's enough, and that's it. Let's not make mistake again on the range that is so favorizing us. We're not gonna go with the passive line. So basically that's what I'm trying to say. We're gonna win something till the end of scoop. It just has to be like that. Has to be. We need to be careful about check raising in this spot. This guy is not check folding. Check call. Check call fold. Okay. We just have to do it then. Overbet and overbet river. So guys, be on the Discord, be part of the giveaways. I have to win something, and if they say history is a teacher of life, Cicerone told that, famous speaker. If the history is teacher of life, and it repeats, then we will win definitely something. And I will give my best in these 6 days left. We are stuck, but not dead. This sevens will be a little tricky because this guy will not fold. We are getting on nerves to everybody. We're gonna call sevens always when the guy just calls. He expected us to. I just can make bad beat. You even when I hit the set, I will not give a bad beat because on this scoop I gave three or four of them in last 20 days, and I lost like 70 of them. So we will not give bad beat to anybody. Even when we hit it on the flop, it will just get there. The guy is calling 40% of hands. Of course I'm gonna squeeze with sevens. This guy calls 65%. He has king 8 off here, king 7 off. Probably till king 4 off. Look at this. 4 6 5 4. We're just gonna bet small, a lot of range. We're not gonna overbet with the aces. We're just gonna use it in the normal size. Okay. We will see now if I'm right. If I'm listening to my feeling, they're mixed. So I'm not sure. I'm mixed between. My feelings are mixed between I'm gonna lose every tournament and scoop until the end of series. Not gonna get any deep run. That's one feeling that's telling me, and it's pretty strong. And the other one is saying, no, we just keep playing. We will get it. It's like that. We'll see. We will see. Queen 9 suited, also betting on a 6-6-3 on against big one versus UTG. Doesn't have a lot of 6x hands. Still gonna have a lot of air. Our range advantage is obvious. We're gonna bet. We are using bigger size in these spots. So it is like that, guys. And other feeling inside of me, which is really not that courageous. It says play till the end, and history will repeat itself. So we will see. Who is right, the big feeling or the small one? We will see. Let's play a few more minutes, and I will just let you know in the Discord and in the forums when I'll be streaming the scoop again. King Queen opening, Jack 9 also. 3-betting Harry Camel. Harry Camel is tight guy, tight fish, rake fish or something in between. 24-14. Fold versus 3-bet 78%. Trees. Pocket trees. Okay. We are defending deuce queen suited. We are 3-betting it. Probably usual range, okay. King Queen, we're gonna go. Jack 8 suited, we're gonna 3-bet. It is our second 3-bet in the last few hands, and what I'm trying to tell you, the second 3-bet is always stronger. We are mixing half of the 4-5 suited in the 3-bet range, but not against 20%, because that's my opening range. From he's opening 21 on the middle position, I'm opening that on the UTG. So against that range, no. I'll check this guy. If he's having 12%, our hand is a fold. Against this size, we're gonna see. And he is exactly that. So I'm gonna fold it. Against normal size, it's a call. Against normal size. And against like 16%, which should be tens. Let's see, big blind versus cutoff. 8%. We should be 4-betting sometimes also this. 8%. I'll check the guy up. Pretty tight on the later streets. We just have to fold. I still think the size is okay of our check raise on the river. I need to bluff this. He's still gonna have hand like ace jack and ace queen, so definitely I'm gonna bluff. And it looks like tens now. Okay. 1/4. We can go in 1/5. A lot of tens and jacks. We are checking here. We are basically check range on small blind versus button scenarios. Look at his bet versus miss C bet. I'm gonna go with the check raise. I see that he's stabbing a lot of trash, so I'll just go with it. I would attack with the check raise a lot. So okay, ace 5. I like the size we used here. It's a big size, but we are polarized. We can just say okay, we are having even like 6-7 there. Maybe. Phew. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's okay. Yep, it's okay. I don't see many straights in his range because he's opening only 30%. I don't see many straights and we have it. And I would just go big, even like maybe all in size is okay. He definitely had straight, but I still like the play. I like the play we did. Okay. I like the size I used. Because I don't think he's really betting the straight, and I don't think he's gonna have much straight. Look at his openings. Which type of straight he can even have there? And that's why I'm using that big size. Poo, poo, poo. Yeah, but interesting hand. Interesting hand. Also, like all in size there is also really good when I think. And then when you notice, have we are careful about the range, so I will have their straights. And you know, I like to shove in these spots when it's like that, when the in position player has that little of the straights, he opens like his openings are really narrow. Let's see here. Usually this hand is, I'm gonna call it's half. We are checking here. This is his like second flat in 1.2k hands. Second, only second. I would usually say, okay, it's good for him. He's gonna have king, queen, queen, jack. That's gonna stab the flop, but is he gonna or three bet? Because I don't see it. He didn't flat anything, so I just don't know. Now he's overbetting and he doesn't have a straight in the range because look at his flatting. We are definitely calling. He can overbet with the trees. Yeah, but he like to use it with the bluffs. His river aggression is okay. I don't know what he's wrapping. Would he overbet river with a full house? You see, he did overbet here with the nut flush, and he did overbet here with the top straight. So is he like wrapping only straight, not a full here? Not sure. Okay. It didn't have a lot of sense, you know, because what he's wrapping, he's overbetting the turn. Okay, he's overbetting the turn. He step 1/4. Okay, we are calling. He's now overbetting the turn. So is he doing that with like hand like threes? We see that eights are in the three bet range. So is it he's doing like threes? Okay, jack 9 does not. By these stats, I don't think he has it in the range, and we are blocking it nicely. We are calling it, and on the river now he reps normal hand. You know, the full house is overbetting. I think even straight is overbetting. So what you're betting with this size, I just didn't have any sense. Eight, ace 8, 10. We can go 1/4. He should be rating 8s plus, so that's the reason I just go with the 4 because of the really high range advantage and nuts advantage. I just go with the 1/4 and betting some 10x hand, which I think is okay. He's check raising 25, but only one of the 4 time. Okay. Big blind versus button. We don't know how much he's flatting. I'm gonna fold this. He's this first overbet on the turn. Then jack is not that great call of the overbet because you're blocking his bluffs, and jack should be frequently bluffing. Okay. I'm gonna check. Ace this 4. I have a lot of a6, a7 off in the range, so checking it. A lot of hand like 8-10 off, hand like 8-9 off, jack-9 off. I just can't bet all range because my range hits that board really not that great. Okay, I have ace king, ace queen. I have only half ace jack. I don't have any ace 10. I have a lot of weak ace-6 hands, so checking it has sense. Checking it on the turn. I will not bluff with the king 10 because I have so many worse hands like 8-9, 8-10. So I'm just gonna go like this. Okay. That's it, guys. 3 hours live. Go to the Discord, be on the Discord and on the forums, and see you on the scoop. I have to win something on that fucking scoop. Thank you and see you.